Jeffrey.
Kids, how are you doing?
Well, good morning, Jeffrey.
How are you all doing?
I'd say within normal limits.
What's
Where
the normal?
those are.
What does that mean?
Well, you know.
You've been watching too much Star Trek.
Well, you know, people associated me with Star Trek ever since Captain Kirk first started putting his face on TV.
There's so many ways that could be
You
taken.
look more like.
Oh, it's the wrong way. I have a drift factor of a warp 3.
You look more like Captain Pike.
Yeah. I tell you
Yeah,
what.
but they resurrected and they changed the initial story of that really.
And we know he
They
was
reset.
Republican with that beard.
You know, I'm really not liking green summers.
Allergies?
Oh, I am freaking dying.
Oh yeah, it's crazy.
That's
isn't
not
it?
good.
My nostrils have been going on like crazy.
I just can't seem to get over this cough.
What are you allergic to?
Everything.
Everything?
It's growing.
Just the upper
Just right here.
trachea.
Yeah, it's just right here. If it starts here, it'll end up here.
Drainage.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Okay, did you get that 404 permit?
Yes.
Did you send it back? Make a copy?
That's what I was told, that's what I told Wayne to do. I assumed he did.
Because I would definitely like a copy, and we need to make sure that ODOT gets a copy of that too.
Correct.
And so, make sure you send that to Benny Mitchell.
I'm pretty sure that's who he said.
Okay. Because Kendall and him are kind of working
Together.
our district together.
Right. In transition. Yeah.
Oh, dang, they want to know that I was here. Trying to track me more.
That's it.
They know I'm here because my phone's here. And they know who I sit next to.
Okay. Hi.
The question is, who is they?
You know,
K-Way, good morning.
Good morning. Good
they are
How are
anybody
you?
you want to call out.
There. How you doing, Troy? Good, and you? Nice.
Any plans for the
Hi,
weekend?
Mark.
How are you,
I'm gonna
ma'am?
get wild.
So far, so good. Let's see, and I'll be here Sunday.
Craig.
Sir.
I have to take
We're doing
my
a
niece to get a
resolution.
haircut, so she's all ready
Change
for
the speed
school.
limit, some
To
speed
start, she
limit.
starts pre-K on
They're all
Wednesday,
seven.
so
We're
we're
gonna
really
be putting out
excited.
some 35 mile per hour speed limit
Yeah, we went
signs
to that
and
Wednesday.
barricades because we still got a lot of shoulder work to do.
She's,
So that
Well,
will be
I
new at
last
35 on Simmons.
well, Mama
We're gonna
is,
be
but I
changing on
called
resolution
and
to
told
40 miles per
Mama.
hour on.
I'll be
the
there.
new Midwest. That whole stretch.
She
from
started,
Waterloo
it's been
to
5 months or so
Forest
ago, I
Hills to
started
40.
added her onto my
However,
hair
I don't think
appointments,
we're
and she
gonna be
thinks
able
going
to
to
get
beauty
that
shop
up
is like
for possibly a
the
week.
big thing.
So, I just
Have you done the nails and the
What's-
pedicures?
I haven't, her mama
The
has.
batteries on
Yeah,
Simmons.
that's mine.
Say,
Simmons?
Simmons, oh, I'm sorry, from
And the sad
Douglas
thing
to
is though,
Midwest.
their
we're
fingernails
gonna-
grow so fast, it's like.
That.
When are you gonna do that?
We're
We just
doing that.
had those done and
Posting it?
they're gone.
Yeah. She's
So
my
I
girl,
thought,
so I will.
FYI, as soon as the
Well,
resolution
listen,
goes through, I'm assuming.
Oh, listen, I
it
can't
will
believe she's
pass.
starting
But,
school. It's like, okay, wait a minute, where is that 4-pound child that they handed me in the delivery room?
I know,
Where'd she
I
go?
know, but you
Oh,
turn
wow.
around and she'll be.
Good job.
That came from my.
We'll do our best.
Starting Marion.
Yeah, with what you
Just
got.
next week.
I hear
And,
you. I
her
hear you.
daddy would always take her to school in the morning.
We're ready to go.
Well, everybody seems to be behaving there at the stop sign, kind of, sort of.
Well, I'm gonna have her tonight, my brother plays football for a little bit, so
He
we'll
wants it on the
have
November
dinner
11th.
and all, and
I
then
guess the lady
We
got
got it approved. It's going on the November 11th.
about posted
she is, I didn't have kids,
Happen.
so having
truck
Carson and
rolling through
Natalie
that
is
stop
like,
sign.
He didn't tell me.
they're like
He didn't tell you
having
about it.
grandkids,
You
and I
know,
get
the
used to the
Colson
hell of raising
increased
kids, so I mean, this is
I don't
like
know.
the best,
But, I think some tickets have been given.
Best of all.
and their
Those
grandmother
guys
passed
coming out
about
of that
8
addition.
years ago, so.
Construction interest there for
Yeah,
Sweetwater
fine.
Springs.
And so
Yeah,
I get to
being,
be
It only take them 2 weeks to do the job. I
And the
mean,
lady got really upset about it when she.
I'm giving them 2 weeks, but you know, time they mobilize
So,
and, yeah, you
She
know, all
kinda
the.
had a,
brother, that's Carson, that was his 11th birthday, took him to his first Thunder game, and we had a blast, it was my first
I mean,
Thunder game too,
it
and
shouldn't
we had a
take
blast.
Once they start,
And
3 days,
this is my girl's
out there.
fourth
I mean, they
birthday,
could probably do it in a day,
but my favorite picture of her ever.
you know,
System work?
I can't stand the child,
Sometimes.
can't tell, there's no
Sometimes.
pictures
Well,
of her at all.
it all comes down to communication.
You are.
Are we ready?
I am. Nope.
Let's call the meeting to order. Please rise for the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Well, welcome to the meeting, everyone. Item 3 is consideration and possible action on approving minutes of August 4th, 2014.
Move that we approve.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Item number 4 is consideration and possible action on approving title sheet for STP 242D029 in the hole. Guardrail replacement at Sir Douglas.
Make motion.
Second. Aye. Consideration and possible action on.
Now, that's an $88,000 grant that Oklahoma City was so gracious to throw us. Oh, my goodness. So what are you gonna do with that? What can talk about? Is this, plaque?
There is an amendment to this
This is the title sheet.
agenda, and if it's all right with the board, I'd like to move the addendum on up, since he's standing here with the same, it's a title sheet, consideration possible action on the title sheet of resurfacing Charter Oak from Kelly to Broadway. And I'd move that motion.
I can second that. Another mile paved.
Let's get these signed first, then I'll bring up this so we don't get.
If we go out of order, then we know what we're doing on our end, you didn't do your end.
I worry about him.
That's why we started over there.
Yeah. That way we can double check him, triple check him, whatever.
I think I track you down more often for the signatures than anyone else.
Really?
We're waiting on him now.
Woo, that went wrong.
Ah!
And Troy, you can have one the half sizes.
It's because I have you trained well.
It didn't take long for the abuse to end.
Take a while to get your train off.
She didn't like the full size, so give her half size.
Works much better in my minute folders.
Let's do it on my phone.
Anti-technology. Have him pull his phone out. It's probably sucking the life out of yours.
His doesn't have that capability.
Well, mine certainly works, I can tell you that.
Yeah, but he's gonna plug it in.
I bet you plug yours in when I plug mine in.
Into the lines where you can actually talk. And you say, Central, Central, there's money out here, I like to call Crescent.
hear y'all.
Did you know that fella, that Victor fella who died?
Victor, who?
What did I say, William Victor? From Crescent? Out on 74C?
Good knowing.
But you know what I'm doing now?
They did the sound good last night. I didn't hear this.
Put the little date fill in there.
We
That's
did
your
that.
job. I don't,
You know, location there.
No, you know where people print that 2-0 and you just put in the last and for the year, it's not there.
Years old.
I'll flip up on Ryan on that one.
Going back tomorrow.
All right, you're bringing the other note?
Yep.
I mean, we've already voted on it. I believe.
Yeah, she's taking too long.
Keep going, Jennifer.
I'm marking it. Hang on a second.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, we're not supposed to be doing that stuff when you're working. Right this second, you're being paid to sign stuff, not.
He's one of those people that sits at the table with the other two people and no one talks with each other. And
So are you, Jeffrey. All y'all's high-tech phones you got here.
No, he tried to donate his to the county last time he was here.
I tried.
Yep. Kept
Did you?
blowing up though.
Yep. You know how naked you feel with no phone? Nobody's calling, you don't have communication with the world.
Yeah,
No,
that's what I do when I go
Those are the
fishing.
good days.
That's what I do when I go fishing.
Just remind me never to FaceTime you.
Walked right into that one, didn't you?
Yeah, kind of.
Fishing this weekend.
Never got into fishing. Just can't.
So peaceful. It's like tranquility and all of a sudden,
Nah.
All right,
See?
all right, I'm waiting. That's what I meant all right for. I was telling these guys to hold them.
You're in a holding pattern.
Yeah. That's how air traffic controllers do it. You've obviously never been in an airport tower. They say all right a lot. And Roger. All right?
yes.
Roger?
You're not gonna tell me number one?
Not on camera. You don't have to worry about it. They don't get rid of me yet. All right, now are you ready to go?
Maybe.
She's just slow today.
Are you ready to go? 5 is consideration possible action on updated Logan County 5-year plan.
What?
Hey, on one of mine, circle number 55, they have right of way and utilities for 3,000. I think I need to move that up to about 8,000 to 10,000. There's no way I'm gonna get right of way funds for 3,000 in new utilities. I don't know how we come up with $3,000, but that ain't gonna do it.
Cause this project is 15 years old.
Well,
Yeah, It was 1999 when that money was allocated.
How can we come up with 35,000 to build a bridge? Anyway, that 35,000 I'm gonna use for engineering fees.
You're the one that came up with that number.
Let's move on. I don't want to argue with it.
I'd follow along, but I requested the county engineer to please email me the plan so that I have it. But I'm still waiting for that email.
Talk to his assistant, he didn't obviously hear that.
Well, I was gonna read through it, but I couldn't find my binoculars.
Truly.
Binoculars?
Well, it's
Magnifying
just-
glass.
You mean
Fortunately,
Microsoft?
I have.
No, I mean binoculars, magnifying glass isn't strong enough.
620,000.
It's all those young eyes, you talk to them and they go, it's like, I can't.
No, just stop being cheap on the print, and the paper and move it to 2 pages.
I'll print it on 24 by 36 if you want it. Will that help you? I would say.
Hey, Jeffrey, on circle number 65 on my project, we got it down. I'm gonna go ahead and leave it on there now, but I might wanna trade projects.
Okay, that's fine. Remember, this is just a guide. This is not set in stone.
Yeah, I just don't know that I wanna spend $385,000 on a 24-foot stretch when I can build it for 25,000. But I'd like to put a project in that spot.
Okay, well, we just need to find a suitable replacement
Yeah,
and put it in there.
I'll find it.
The only thing that
That was rude. I'm so sorry.
that bridge that
I
I just
apologize.
closed, you say it's only
I
gonna,
called
you're
for
estimating
direction.
it only at $1 billion?
What's the line moving up my Cooksey Road project? Trading places with them 2 projects. Which, very bottom. Resurface from Cooksey Road. 74,
But that's a CIRB program project, is it not?
yes.
And that's probably the year in which it's
Gonna be bumped away from. Are y'all good with this?
I'm fine with it.
I'm good.
You see my changes in
Looks
there,
good.
8,000.
I have a question about it.
All right.
These that are scheduled out in 15, the monies that are listed. So these are what we've come out of our CBRI, these columns.
Right.
So I can put these on the commitment list for these amounts.
Those are what the expectations are to
Yeah.
be spent out of the CVRI this year, from July to June 31st of this next coming year.
Not these for engineering you're talking about?
Well, just the match or the engineering, you know.
Okay.
If you need to, on this item number 5, you can bump it down past the others that are actually functioning.
Well, and actually CBRI commitments are on the agenda for today because, and it's gonna tie back to yours right here, and my question is, your unnamed bridge, which the project agreement is on today's agenda, as is a $96,000 invoice. So, where you've got 135.2, is that projected and is actually gonna come to this 96 that I've got an invoice for today, or is there gonna be another invoice hit us for that difference?
No, these were the estimated cost when we were doing this. If the actual invoice or the actual one came in.
Okay, so this is gonna adjust for the 96 that I have?
Yes.
Okay.
You know, these are all just projected costs for what we're gonna do. If they may be adjusted up or down. But that unnamed bridge that's your ODOT match,
Correct.
correct? So then the 96 is it. That's
Okay.
That's the total cost.
That's the total cost. Our 135, so the project came in less, or our final cost came in less than what we were working with on the bridge, but we much rather and always like to estimate
Oh,
high.
absolutely. I bet.
Because then we look good when we come.
That's, here's the thing, I didn't realize, because you guys couldn't share, that these commitments
Wait,
on the
did you have
5-year
to- did you
plan, I
just have-
need to put on CBRI commitment list, and they're not.
just have
No,
to say.
certainly not pretty
It
sure.
didn't share.
Nobody does. I
Hey,
have to
Mark,
figure this out for
circle number
myself.
55 I got on here. If I can get that right away done, I think I can actually have this project next year. Is that correct?
Yeah, you could get that, that would be the first one that would go on our ACO 5 list to get done, because it's done and it'd be waiting.
Well, and that's what I'm saying with these, with 5 and 8, if they have something pressing and ready, because we know we're still a year and a half out with those, we can move the funding down to the back of this and go with what's ready.
Well, but if he could just get the last parcel on that Beaver Creek project, we could get it off the books.
He can get that in a week.
Yeah,
I've been fighting them people for a year now. Shit.
well, no, this has been 4 years. we've
They're on
been
the
doing this.
agenda.
But that bridge is closed now, and I'd really like to move forward on it as quick as possible. If I could get the right of way done, next year I could have the funding, so I would like to keep it up on top.
Get a hold of Logan.
All right, I move with approve.
You get rid of this?
You need to sign it.
I think he wants you to sign it.
I need one copy, ODOT needs one copy,
So
you
we need to
need,
sign more than one.
we have to sign 3, at least. Do you
I
want
need
one?
a second.
I'll second.
Yes, I want.
I know you want one, but you want 2. Do you all want one?
No, I got.
They can
I got
work
mine
on a
right
copy.
here. I
I'll
wrote it
keep
down.
an original.
All right, item number,
Hey, we give me another one.
he said he only needs 3. Yeah.
Want to sign 3? Troy, you want to sign one, right?
Yeah, but he's taking 2 and I'm getting 1.
I have
Unless
to
you just
submit-
want an original and not a copy.
I have to submit to ODOT, just technically.
Think they'll blow it up where it can be read?
None.
Hey, but on that Pixie, on the CRB, I'd like to go get that
Okay, well, who's missing?
maybe.
Thank you,
So
gentlemen.
how's the news going? You're welcome. Thank you.
It's going. Things are
We
happening.
have met our August commitment for 5-year plan. Yeah.
Do you ever create it?
Just reporting what I hear.
If you would email, at least we would make it bigger.
Hey, how are you?
Just report half of what you hear.
You know, I bragged on you, I had you whipped in shape, now you're just falling right off.
See,
I
don't
will-
report this stuff.
I will bring you a 24 by 36. one.
Report this part.
Or I can go up there and increase the size and so can.
Guys,
you.
we're trying to have a meeting. Y'all wanna have a.
Charge her $10.
I'm telling you, I don't know if we can put her in jail. Never did read that. She's
You want me in jail, Craig?
she's technically the
Pass.
official secretary of the board, so.
All right, thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you, Jennifer.
All right.
It's worth a try, though. All right, so you have a motion and you have a second and we vote. Item 6 is consideration and possible action on approving CFA report.
Yearly report with the auditor's office. I've had many conversations with Troy, Sherry, and 2 representatives from the sheriff's office, and that's the most accurate, best information that I'm aware of. To the best of my knowledge, it is correct.
There's nothing like unwritten rules, Paul.
Yeah. Well, and every time the auditor's office tells you a different thing, and that's.
I think you've done a swell job, Dave, I appreciate it.
Yeah, you're always trying to hit a movies, aren't you?
I'll make the motion we approve.
All in favor? Aye. It looks like we're missing Sherry's and you don't have to sign it.
see
And
it.
Troy's.
Yep.
All right. Item number 7, consideration possible action on approving administration agreement with the Oklahoma Tax Commission for collection and distribution of the county sales tax.
Because of the change that takes effect October the 1st, we have to redo the agreement that we have with them to collect it and administer.
Mhm.
So that's what they have sent here.
Part of that streamlined sales tax initiative a few years ago.
And so those are
6 pages,
Wow.
just to say we're gonna lower it.
Yeah.
Well, that's not the lower, and we've already done that.
Right.
This is just agreeing that they're administrating and they get to retain a certain percent for doing.
1%.
Well, I'll move that we approve the crazy thing.
I'll second. It's gonna be a nice, Christmas sales tax holiday.
I think only the chairman has to sign.
I see. That's good, I hate work.
You get a second, Troy?
I did.
All right, I can change how I'm doing that.
No.
So we all voted aye.
Aye.
Item 8 is consideration and possible action on approving resolution accepting $1,000 donation from Jerry and Ada Piper to District 3 for gravel on Pine between 51 and County Road 60.
Move we approve.
I'll second.
I'll vote aye.
Put some gravel on his road and he brought a check by the shop, wanted to help pay for it.
Works, huh?
Item 9 is consideration and possible action on funding commitments from CDRI account.
Now that I understand with this 5-year plan, obviously it's not on here and I'll have to upgrade. The biggest reason that we had to put this on the agenda is because of item 10 and 12. And that is unnamed bridge District 2, which is not on the commitment list. And he needs $96,000 approved today because that's the county share of that bridge and it is not on the commitment list. So I put this item on to adjust the commitment list, then we can approve the project agreement, and then we can approve the encumbrance of the money from CBRI. However, the issue that needs discussed is as of right now, there is $290,981 available in the CBRI account. This is gonna hit it for 96. I wanted to be sure, and Mike and I have spoke about this, that any funding that otherwise was previously committed is not going to need a check in the next little bit, because that account's running tight, and this was not programmed on.
No, it wasn't.
So,
Is this a match or?
Yes, this is a 20% match, and we had before had a lot lower estimate, and so we were figuring on about 50,000, I believe.
Well, when I have
And we
my-
might have been able to carry that, but
On that plan, Troy, I haven't looked at it at all. When's my bridge? Didn't I have it for fall of 15?
you have, a REAP match.
Wait, that's on the 69, right?
Well, you've got 69 on twice, as a REAP match and county
Right.
project at 80,000 each.
Right. I thought I had a bridge out here on Midwest on there as well.
I don't have that, unless you were moving one of these around.
So you still got me down for 2 reaps. That one reap is completed, so it needs to come off. West 69 is completed. We're working
Okay,
on.
I have 2 69s, one is a REAP match and one is a county project. The REAP is completed.
Right.
So I still have you down at 80,000.
And we made a PO on that the last meeting. Mary made it to Atlas meeting. So I'm currently working on that project. But I thought I had that bridge on there.
Which actually came in at 73,000 to Allen. Okay. Well, like I said, the thing when this
Yeah.
came in and Mike and I talked, that 96 was not programmed onto these. Got already programmed on here too. I mean, we can't put him on and draw this check at the end of the month because ODOT is wanting the money by the
Yeah.
8th of September. And then you guys turn right around and need it, and it was pre-programmed to these and not that. So that's kind of where we're at, trying to figure this out. You have Pine and Prairie, no. You have Simmons and Midwest programmed at 50,000.
Mhm.
Midwest for a mile and a half at 50,000 is a REAP match, and Green Oaks is your CDBG match at 50,000. So I've got 150,000 on for you now, from now into the spring of 15.
Is that on the is that on the 5-year plan?
I don't know.
No. The 50,000 we just did on Simmons.
But when do you anticipate starting your CDBG?
We haven't
Most
bid it yet.
likely not until,
Spring.
well, most likely. I'd like to get going on it this fall. I'm doing this Midwest up here right now. I get done with the Midwest, I'm gonna start pulling trees and whatnot, getting it all.
Well, I'm
picked
just
up
saying, I
over here on Green
mean,
Oak
there's
Road.
room to bump stuff around, you
Yeah.
have months out before you.
Yeah, I probably couple, 3 months on this asphalt on Midwest going north there from our shop.
You have anything you can help offset that 96?
Yeah, not seriously. And on the 50 for the Midwest, I mean, I could
I don't care.
go to CBR,
You know,
to revolving fund and borrow from there. But if we have to go borrow from UTR.
Well, here's the
For
thing,
that
I mean, as of
96.
right now, District 1 doesn't have anything on here till 17.
Right.
Monty's got an 80,000 project to finish up CR 69. I've got 100,000 still out, plus this 196,000 out now for you.
Mark, didn't you-
196.
Well, you got the CDBG match and the Midwest REAP
Well, I
match.
haven't done it, but he
But
owes it.
50 for one and 96 for the other, that's
No,
100.
no. You've got Midwest as a REAP match
Oh.
for 50, and
Oh.
CDBG match at 50, plus this
Okay.
96.
Yeah, well, this 50
I'm
won't be
just
for.
caught up on projects,
Okay.
other than that one.
I mean, we've already had the notice to proceed.
But that was where I was looking with this 5-year plan,
So we're not gonna
That
pay
puts us back.
that until
Engineering.
spring, most likely.
that your bridge, this 135 that's on the 5-year plan, that's the 96 we're actually talking about.
Yes.
The guardrail replacement engineering at 7,500, we've got 2,900 of it on this agenda.
Okay.
We've got 8,000 in right-of-way for District 3, 13,500 for bridges and approaches in District 1, 15 in District 2 for Westminster and Triplet, 35 for crosstown beams, and bridges and approaches in District 1. I mean, that's all in the loop to do on this fiscal year.
Are you sure that crosstown is his? Or is it mine?
It's yours. He's got 2 bridge and approaches on.
That crosstown is going to the CIRB.
That's not what this says.
That should have been moved.
Ah!
That should have been moved to CIRB. Is it 63?
That's old.
That,
Here's another one.
he left it and and I marked it up yesterday to where it's supposed to move to engineering on CIRB. That's 35,000 is not on there for,
So we can't correct and have you go out the door with this, it's wrong.
it's
wrong.
a guide.
Well, the guy ought to be.
You misguided her.
Don't even. It's wrong. You gotta, if you're gonna do that, you're gonna have to correct all of them that were signed.
Get
That
going.
wasn't signed, I was just keeping that copy to put it on there.
What?
Just stop. It goes,
It goes to the HB 1176 column under engineering because that's what's gonna be paid for under that one. So the 35,000 comes out of that column.
okay.
So that moves up to there, right there, and it comes, but that comes out of there. So it's not 35,000 for construction on this year. That
So
was,
we have 290,000 in there, right? How much of the 290 is ready to
51
be encumbered?
and 7, 51, 59 and 96.
I wasn't listening.
We at 290 right now.
I have 96 and I'm gonna be needing 50.
And I've got an 80 draw on it now. 70.
Is it out of that or is it already done?
Plus. Okay, wait a minute, let me give
I
you,
mean, if there's money there, it don't matter who it is. Let's do it.
I certainly don't wanna hold up the price.
Right. I mean, the other stuff out. Engineers just can be most of it. You know what I mean?
I mean, if we went to ETR, I mean, we should be able to pay it back. You're on some,
just
you know, like
one
on
second.
that 50 for Midwest.
And he's got 80 on that. Now, this is rough on the fly, but if everything, including 5-year plan stuff, plus what you guys already had on CBRI, right at this moment, I'm running about 285,000. Now, you know.
Obligated.
Obligated. We've
Without
got
the 96.
That's with the 96.
Oh, well, let's do it.
We've got 290 laying there right now, and that account generates about 28,000 on the average per month.
And the other's not gonna come out this month.
Not this month, but
Hey, that, the 290 is already, that's deducted my 78,000 for Atlas, or is that in that number?
the 290 is after I encumbered June 30th, 73,000 for Atlas.
Okay, so we got 290, so let's do the project. I don't wanna hold up the project.
Okay.
Sweet.
All right.
But I am wanting to plug in my bridge out here on Westminster that's been closed for.
Need to do that.
And that REAP will come back in.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Atlas
Just-
gets to it.
How much?
I think the biggest thing y'all need to just space out through the fiscal year, because we're only bringing in like 28, 29,000 a month. Don't let everything come in here at one time.
Well, I'm gonna do that one as a force account. I mean, my guys built that bridge. So, a bunch of money.
Not that big a
Okay,
bridge.
so basically, I need a motion that's going to add his unnamed bridge project to the commitment list, as well as the commitments that are listed on the 5-year plan.
I'll move.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye. Item 10, consideration possible action on a resolution and project agreement with ODOT for bridge and approaches over unnamed creek. Now, if this dies, with the lack of a second or something like that.
Just put the money back into the CPR.
Well, here you are, item number 11, where you're getting money out of that account. Isn't that a conflict of interest? You hear our negotiations about it, and then here you are sitting in here to draw out of it.
That was already on the list to pay though.
You already agreed to the contract.
We don't even get
Yeah.
to see them until ODOT gives them to us. They agreed to it, and then we.
Not this one, this was the guardrail was a
Oh,
ACOG deal.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm messing.
I know you are.
I'm back to that. I don't know if you're qualified. Can't ask you how much you're gonna charge. Kind of like getting gas. You're getting good gas.
Yeah.
We'll tell you how much it is once we fill it up.
$10 a gallon.
Somewhere in there, the competitive market is being messed with. I mean, if I knew your rates for the same job, I figured you got the initials after your name, you ought to be qualified or sued, one of the two. And so why not have a price?
Because it's against the law.
I
Because it
know.
takes him so long to do the work that the price would go up and he'd be stuck to a contract and it'll too low of money. So that's how they
There's
figured
some of
this
that.
out.
Which already happened because I've been working on his project since 1999.
And now you've helped with the 5-year plan most of that time, right? And you haven't
Since
updated that number?
2004. What?
And you haven't updated that number?
That's the
See,
contract, that's the
I don't know if you're
contract,
qualified.
that's the contract price that we established for him.
Not for me, that wasn't me, I didn't even put that project on the list.
All right,
I need a motion.
I'll move.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Item 11 is consideration of possible action on approving encumbering Milberger Brawley invoice for CBRI account.
Yeah, pay mine first before you pay ODOT.
I'm feeling there's some stuff that can get lost in the shuffle over there on that desk that I work on. It's piled up with paperwork.
Oops.
But you would know anything about that?
Nah.
No idea
Nah,
where
it's
the
lost in the
invoice
shuffle,
went.
yeah.
I'll have Christie be calling you every day.
Click.
It'll still be time out of your day that you have to deal with it.
What voicemail's for?
Keep messing around, and they'll have you a hallway and monitor going on.
And you know what, anyone wants to come, what is it?
Did we
call
have
it,
a
job
motion and a
shadow?
second on
No?
here? Yeah. You do?
I did on the one before.
11, I'll make
Motion,
the,
then.
I'll second the motion.
Aye.
Item 12, consideration possible action on ODOT invoice for $96,467 and encumbering from the CBRI account.
You just signing it there, Mark.
Oh.
And then this one will be the same.
That bid opens,
I'll
That-
move
that-
this one, Troy.
that project, the letting happens November. On Billy Owens, correct? Or is that
That's
one?
my understanding, and they get all this in there and get her done, and
Yeah, because you have to have this matching check in there before
Right.
the actual letting, so.
exactly.
Item 13
So,
is consideration
it
of
should be
possible
less
action
because
on
they get that.
It could
establishing a
be,
speed
it'd be
limit on
less, but you would
Road.
get that back. If the bid comes in,
Less.
if it comes in less,
Got rid of
once the project is complete, then that money is returned to you all.
Because.
That is a lack of a motion.
No,
Second.
you guys can approve it anytime. I mean, it's over
What
there
we're
in the
doing.
drawer because I had it on for the next meeting. I didn't, that was, yeah. You
We
want me to
are
run
done.
it? You wanna stand in recess? I'll go get it.
I don't really want to, I'd rather start signing this job.
Well, you wanna move that to the end of those and I'll run and go get it.
That's fine with me.
Okay.
Unless you just wanna, I don't care.
Well, it's on here. Let me go get it.
All right, well, we're gonna go ahead and do item 14, which is consideration of possible action on signing all these road crossing permits. How's that?
All
Hey,
in your
how are
turf,
you?
aren't they?
Hey, you doing okay?
Doing okay,
Good deal.
yeah.
Just jabbing for that water line with the cross.
We keeping you busy?
I lost it.
Yeah. Got a question about this building, the Masonic Home for the Aged, the 6-story right here.
On citizens' desire to be heard. Go ahead.
Do I want you to do that?
If you said you wanna talk about it,
Yeah,
go ahead.
okay.
I think she can hear you, so.
We've had some developers from Tulsa come and want more information about that building. They are wanting to know if there are any site plans or architect, any drawings at all of that building. And, yeah, I've checked with the people here in the courthouse, and they don't, because they, actually, the county didn't build it, the Masonic Foundation built it, and the Masonic Foundation is in Edmond. So, anyway, what they're wanting to do is develop it into apartments for, elderly people.
Sister living.
They wanna see it because, and it seems to me that you all had someone else come and talk to you about that.
Yeah, he's gone.
What what, did you ever get an appraisal on it, or did you ever make a decision on it?
I don't think we ever got a real appraisal because we knew that the guy wasn't,
What's there?
we did price appraisals and
The
they were,
appraisal was so high, and, he didn't wanna commit anything, and, so we elected not to appraise it at the time. The appraisal was crazy high.
What does it cost you all to support that building? Do you know? I mean, do you have insurance on it, or do you have?
yeah, it's all insurance.
Yeah, you have probably,
And they store stuff over there.
gas, anything turned on? any
No.
utility?
We have a couple of nonprofits.
Now, remember, that thing also generates with those cell tower antennas on
Uh-huh,
Generates.
money. Yeah, they rent space at church.
Oh, okay, well,
That's the use of it.
anyway, this afternoon, I have made contact with the Masonic Foundation, and I'm gonna go down and see what he's got. He said that he found some, he's not sure if they are, do you all know for sure when that was built?
Nope.
I don't have any history on it.
If it's Masonic, then go to the northeast corner, there should be a cornerstone that will tell you the year it was built.
That's true, if they build
There will
it.
On a Masonic building, there will always be a cornerstone.
Yeah.
And then put the date in which it was built.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
So it'll be just go to
It's, Kay, we can walk out there right after this, I'll show you where it is.
Okay.
But you might, I'm gonna suggest, walk over here to the Grand Lodge and talk with Terry Story. He may have some, he told me one day he had the blueprints for the solarium here.
Really?
And this was like 50, 49,
I would-
50, 52,
the
when the
Grand Lodge-
solarium was built.
Mhm.
If they don't have it in Edmond, I bet they have it right across the alley.
For all of you
Terry Story.
YouTube viewers, there's a secret tunnel that goes under this building to another building over here. I've been in it.
You have?
I have.
Seriously?
I can show it to you in 5 minutes.
It goes from here to where?
I'm not gonna say it on YouTube.
Really?
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, I just want you all to be aware of that.
Nobody, there's no bodies, no gold, nothing.
No, just a
Alcohol,
passageway.
No Chinese law?
It's actually got bricks all down where you couldn't get to it if you wanted to, but it definitely was passable at one time. Now, whether it was ever a tunnel, I don't know, but it's in that bathroom right there.
Really?
Yeah. You wanna go down there?
No.
Last time I was down there, I bumped my eye and it hurt.
I guess I'll take the word for it.
You hear all kinds of stories anyway,
Yeah.
but yeah, there's definitely some kind of a utility tunnel.
Are there any tunnels over at Crescent, Monty?
Not that I know of. We don't even have good telephones over here, Kay, we're still on. You hear these guys talk?
You have indoor plumbing?
No.
He does, but he's afraid to use it, might stop it up.
No tunnels to my knowledge. But I'll make the motion on 14 and 15.
Oh, I second on 14 and 15.
Kay was discussing some stuff under citizens, desiring to be heard that you'll find on your tape player.
I assume that you all know about the public hearings that we're having in this office.
It's a called commissioners meeting.
Okay. 20 and 20.
Item 16 is the consent agenda.
Transfers. It's the payroll.
You know, what's kind of funny about it, and I was new and didn't, some of his friends in this building right here to go search out for the tunnels that exist. And like I said, I was new, I didn't know where one may or may not be, and they got down underneath this crawl space and what have you. Tunnels in that bathroom.
Well, yeah, good.
Blankets.
You guys really ought to get money to build you some steps to go down that thing, and then when you do have a tornado, you can go on in.
That's a point.
Yeah, double building will fall on top of you.
We'll know where you're at.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Don't worry.
They'll
We'll
get
either
some
get-
trustees, they'll dig you out.
We'll either get to you within a week or the rats eat you, one of the two. Just think, we have two ways to get to you. We can come from that way, this way.
I mean, would you rather be trapped down there or go fly?
I think flying would be better than that.
With the building?
I think you're supposed to read these aloud when you do that. New policy. All right, who did this one? Me? You did that by yourself? It looks Spanish to me.
I can talk Spanish.
Oh, I guess you could. I bet she did.
Yeah, she did.
Okay. All right. I'll quit making fun of her then.
Reports of officers.
Officers report.
Health Department election board's in there also.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed it. Thanks.
We're here about 3 times a week for your enjoyment.
That's it.
3 times a month.
Okay, take care.
consent?
Maybe we approve consent agenda items.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Item 17, consideration of possible action on approving claims for August 2014.
Yep.
Marley? That's mine, Pete.
I see it.
Troubleshoot, rough running.
Rough running, huh? So it's a little rougher than you thought, huh?
Monty, would you like to turn around and explain to the YouTube viewers exactly what you're doing? Well, I'm thoughtful about it. Is that all of the claims? Well, I would move that we approve the claims.
I would second.
Aye. Aye. Any citizen desiring to be heard? Any reporter desiring to not be heard? Nothing? Well, I say we are adjourned. Yeah, I move that we adjourn this meeting.
Second. Paul,
Hey, whoa, whoa, hey. We already adjourned?
We did.
What you got?
We need all the amendments.
We did, Steve.
President.
Sure did.
Dadgummit, we missed that.
Well, we were in recess.
Yeah, we were in
That's all.
recess.
We didn't recess, you went on and moved this down on the agenda. and then we
That's
had to go
right.
back to it.
I forgot.
You
We
missed.
needed to come
So
back,
that works.
re-adjourn.
No, we can't do that.
Can't,
Yeah.
can't.
We had to catch the next meeting or call a special meeting.
Well, the speed sign's not going.
Put it off for a little bit.
Well, we'll probably put it up there,
I can
but,
put it on the 20th. We have a called special meeting on the 20th.
yeah, put it on for the 20th.
Gotcha.
Sorry about that.
I thought about it and thought I'd tripped it off and didn't see it. Oh, well.
I'll put it on the 20th.
Okay, so all we're waiting on now is your project to let.
Correct. The let, then be awarded, if it lets in November, be awarded, first part of December. Most likely they wouldn't begin until the spring.
They most likely, if it lets, there's 30 days of verifying, it'll be read, it'll be on the approved in January, contract will last probably March. And so then 30, 60 days later, it'll start. So May or June. Isn't that, but here's the fun part. It may not be able to start until September because of the swallows.
Hey, Jeffrey,
There are no swallows.
You better make sure.
There are not.
hey, before you
They
run
don't
off,
like
I'll
that
have to visit
bridge.
with you. Just whenever you get done.
I'm done. I'll head your way.
I mean, that bridge, remember, is, sandstone and whatnot, they don't like.
It doesn't matter. It does not matter.
They
You
don't
better
like
make
it.
sure that there is no ability for barn swallows to attach a nest or
Yeah.
anything on there because
It's not something that they really